165 Park was an interesting deal that we did. It did come with its challenges, but we were happy to get this one to the finish line. So I think it was definitely kind of the right place, right time situation. It was just a cold call. It was a family that owned the property for a very long time, and eventually the parents kind of passed away, and they were the ones taking care of the property, and then the children become the heirs of this property. Nobody lives in the state anymore. The guy I'm working with is in California, so he was kind of in a position where him and his brothers, sisters, relatives were trying to decide, what do we want to do with these properties? Do we want to manage them out of state, or do we want to just offload them? They reached the decision that they wanted to offload their properties. Their mother, who was 90, who was the property manager for this property for the last couple decades. She wasn't biting the bullet on a new roof or a new parking lot or painting the building or this or that. So it's just, they didn't want to have to address the deferred maintenance. They wanted to settle the estate. That's kind of where we got into the mix. Very quickly, we can walk to a property and say, hey, this is probably what it's worth. We have contacts and contractors that we work with. We kind of know ballpark numbers. We can start to kind of piece together, what a realistic scenario is. I think it's very important that someone talk to a trusted resource in the area. If they are approaching, maybe the topic of selling or leasing their property, there's definitely some value that we can bring as brokers. We have a very, very specific pulse on a very, very specific market. We did have a little bit of competition in terms of trying to find the right buyer. So we had to play a little bit of a waiting game, trying to figure out, who was going to give us the offer that really excited our seller. We were able to get them a price that I think was very competitive, but fair. On the flip side, the buyer's got a building within a stone's throw. This was an investment for him. I think he's going to see a tremendous upside here, over the long haul, make some improvements on the building over the years. And, I think he's got a very stable asset in a community that has performed very well in the past and probably into the future as well.